Wheel of Destiny. Who gets it?
Oh, who gets it? Shit, I don't know. It's going to be a Christmas present to somebody. It's going to save me about, what, $25? Whatever. It's going to save me some money. So it's going to be a Christmas present, I promise.
All right, Brent, thank you for calling in. Hey, if the phones are a little slow, don't be afraid to call in again later, all right?
Hell yeah, it will be if y'all want to talk to me.
There you go.
All right,
go
brother.
Bills.
All right, go Bills.
Go Bills, brother.
Go Bills.
Have a good night.
I had to put my mic down a little bit.
Why?
Just because he's entertaining enough.
He's so
to
good,
last
man.
a couple
Good.
minutes for sure.
Super funny.
That dude.
Well, if you guys look to my left here, we got Ryan Thomas here. He's our special guest tonight joining us. He's from Thomas Take Sports podcast.
You got
Let everybody know a little bit more about what you do. And
Yeah, of course. I got to say, I appreciate the invite. Awesome event. Really cool spot that we're at right now at the Hyatt Regency in Rochester. And, it's a Buffalo Bills show covering the Buffalo Bills week to week, pregame, postgame shows I'll be doing, throughout the season. You guys can find it on Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Anywhere you find your podcasts, it's available. So appreciate the support. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
I got to be honest with you guys. I've been trying my Ryan Thomas voice because he's got like the perfect radio voice. And here I am with my soft-spoken mumbling ass self. Just go Bills.
You got to put a little more punch on it.
I know, right? He's got that
Gotta
radio
get
voice.
Gotta
It's
get
like,
the bass in the throat.
so you're
Put
saying
that out
it's
there.
all about that bass.
It's all about that bass, for sure.
First
Always
song
has
reference.
been.
There we go.
no
Always
trouble.
will be.
No trouble.
So what's going on here tonight, man? What are we doing?
Let's talk about
doing,
that.
man?
Do we
My
have a
favorite
game?
time of year, right? It's football time. This Sunday, the Bills are hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers at my favorite time to watch the game. Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're at the Rochester, at the Hyatt Regency Rochester. We're doing the regular season Rager. It's our inaugural Rager. And no, we have drinks, we have raffles, we have food, we have company, we have mafia, we have everybody here just hanging out, listening to us guys.
It's a great time.
Suckers.
Suckers. Yeah, so tonight, if you're here live, you are entered to win one of 3 amazing signed COA jerseys, and one of which came from our brother, another brother down south in Tampa. BuffaloAutographs.com sent up a Color Rush Josh Allen signed COA jersey.
Very nice.
Very nice, yes.
And with your entry free, you got into that free.
Yep, you got when you came in, you bought the entry fee. You got a raffle for that, and you can buy more raffles if you like. Increase your chance. We also have Ed Oliver jersey and a Tremaine Edmond jersey that we're going to
Both signed, both COA.
Both signed COA.
Yeah.
Yep, legit jerseys, and every time we get in the cahoots with BuffaloAutographs.com, they give us some legit stuff. So
you know
Hell
it's
yeah.
going to be good. You know it's going to be good.
Yep.
So
Hey.
now everybody can hear us out on the feed, so that's good.
Oh, okay. They couldn't
Yeah,
hear us before?
No, they couldn't. Yeah.
Okay, so now,
Of course.
okay, let's
Yeah.
start over. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. No, hey, I don't know if Holly and Josh can hear us, but if you can bring that bucket in here really quick, I want to get rid of one of them Josh Allen shirts,
There you go.
the seltzer shirts.
Yeah.
Let's do that for
You
anybody
can
that's
probably just
already-
give one to everybody here.
Yeah, we can do that. We have 150 shirts.
2,000 shirts?
2,000 shirts?
Just rip them in pieces and give everybody a little piece,
Yeah, you can put over that shirt there, the Green Bay. We got
We don't need to
Packers
see any
fan
Green
here.
Bay stuff.
That's all
This
right.
is a
That's
Buffalo show.
Guys, want to talk a little bit about this Buffalo Bills Steelers game coming up here?
of course,
Yeah, it's a big game we got coming up.
Oh,
It's gonna be a good one.
AFC game,
Yes.
division game. Or
Big
not
Ben
division, but
versus Josh Allen.
yeah.
Steelers D versus Bills offense. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped.
Young
Very
gun.
pumped.
I would
Young
say
gun
it's almost
against
like a
old
handing
gun.
the torch over. If Roethlisberger, if this is his retirement season,
Yeah.
and we all know Josh Allen is compared to Ben Roethlisberger, so it's time to see a
it's-
little bit of the switch of the guards here. Maybe
Yeah.
Josh Allen can take us to that place that we usually don't talk about until we're there. But it's Super Bowl or bust, right?
I would say for sure it's like a changing of the guard with guys like Big Ben. I'm just wondering when the hell Tom Brady's going to stop playing after last night's game. But Big Ben is definitely at the end of the road, and hopefully Josh Allen can show a little bit more than what Big Ben even showed in his younger days. I think he has that capability. I don't know about you guys, but last year that was my AFC MVP for sure.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Definitely. Hey, Eric, how many years does Ben have left? That's probably it. That's coming from a
Probably
Steelers
it.
fan.
Yeah.
That's a diehard Steelers fan right there telling you this
probably
is
it.
Ben's last year.
So obviously our buddy Eric here is a Steelers fan. After his interview, before I think it was yesterday, he had an interview about the game, and I asked Eric what he felt if he had any changes because Eric was our guest this past Tuesday for the game for the K-Gun report. If the interview worried him at all, and he said the confidence and the calmness of Roethlisberger didn't, but they were talking about you're going to run the ball a lot. I don't know how the offensive line is going to play. We're just going to play the game. So, and it's like we mentioned earlier this week. It's the first week of the season. Every team, every fan's optimistic. So why not be optimistic about a team that might not be that great this year? Eric.
See, so Eric mentioned that they're going to run the ball a lot, and then we just heard that Star Latulier is going to be out.
Yep.
So that's pretty much the anchor on that defensive line, right?
I know that was Swank's biggest concern.
Yeah, man. So that was like, we went through this last year, man.
Yeah.
And everybody said all offseason that was the missing piece. This is what we need. We need Star back. As soon as Star comes back, Eddie's going to shine. These young ends are going to shine. And now all of a sudden Star is out. So I was listening to WGR earlier today, and there was a bunch of people calling in being like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they said we're going to do the same thing that we did last year, right? Like, so we had an average defense that still won games, and that they have a whole season of practice without Star. So once I got into that mindset, I was feeling a lot better about it. It sucks that like this had to happen right before, week one. All year we're sitting here waiting for this guy to come back and see if he's the savior or not, But I don't know. As Bills fans, like, we have a tendency to maybe fly off the handle just a little bit, like a little teensy bit. And I think this Star thing, like, just 10 other guys out there. So hopefully Harry's good to go. Apparently his injury wasn't as bad as it was.
Did you guys see Basham coming inside?
Yeah.
Maybe playing a little bit of a bigger role?
Maybe. I mean, to me, I'm not really as worried about Star being out because he was out last year. Mm-hmm. And now, you take, Star's out, but Gregory Rousseau, he's looked phenomenal to me.
Yeah, he was on a pitch count.
Yeah.
Already as a rookie.
Right. But yeah, I mean, he's looked in the action that he's been out there. He's looked great. And I mean, we do have AJ Epinesa, who a lot of people are sleeping on, and he has looked practically unguardable, during training camp and in the preseason. So, I'm very excited. I think we're going to see kind of a new look defense, even though Star's out. We got some new guys that can kind of take that next step, hopefully, and fill that void.
Well, Phillips was coming in 100% healthy, and then he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a different injury, so it's a different kind of recovery. And then Zimmer's got a whole other year under his belt. So you could start adding in the experience without Star Latulier, and they only really get better.
Right.
So same defense as last year. If you improve, you're better than last year. I could see an improvement. But it would be nice to, like Swank said, we talked about Star so much this offseason and how much of a difference maker he would be with the defense, with the rushing defense.
Yeah, the run defense for sure.
And now we're going without him. So if that wasn't a concern before, it might be a concern now.
Well, some of the people that are going to help out in that scenario are healthy this year, right? We got Edmonds, we got Milano.
Yep.
Starting off fresh and sparkly. It could be a dream.
So, I think 2 weeks ago we had Ryan Hickman on, and his player that he was most excited about making the team was Andre Davis. On the way over here, Scott and I were having a conversation in the car when we,
You guys even ride together?
Yeah, we came together.
We just look out the window as we're coming up together.
We don't say a word. We there yet? But
you guys should do that thing like they do on like teeny bop movies where they pretend like they're looking in a mirror and freak people out.
Is that like a
Like
TikTok?
You mean
other?
TikTok? You act like you don't know what TikTok is.
I don't know what TikTok is.
I've seen a couple
All
videos.
those
of you.
practice videos. You just never hit send.
Anyway, so Andre Davis, what makes you think that because they don't have that stud guy up front that they don't put? Because I saw earlier this week that Tremaine Edmonds was actually rated pretty high in pass coverage.
Yep.
So if they're going to run that strong nickel, why don't they have? If they're thinking that the interior line is going to be weak, Andre Davis in the middle and Edmonds and Milano playing outside.
So you think they'd go to a 4-3 instead?
Why not?
I think because they won't overhaul their whole defensive scheme just for one game, right?
It's not a bad idea. It's just that I think they want Tremaine as that main man in the middle, and he has. I mean, last year there were good moments in the early season. Not as many in the early part of the season, but as the season wore on, and he got healthier, I thought he got better, especially along with Matt Milano. And with both of those guys healthy, that is the defense that Sean McDermott wants out there. And we haven't had it in quite a long time. So
2 years, man.
Yeah. So hopefully, these guys stay healthy, not just for this game, but throughout the rest of the season.
I might add, though, I forgot to mention that the Pittsburgh Steelers might be playing a 2 tight end scheme, looking to run the ball. So if you got Edmonds on the outside and Milano covering those tight ends, and they're ranked high in pass coverage.
You taking Caveman Klein out of the roster?
Sorry,
there?
Josh Cook. I'm taking
Josh Cook's a
Caveman
fan of Caveman Klein.
See ball, get ball.
Yeah. Twin moment.
You
I
guys twins?
don't see that you take him out of that part of the roster. I don't see that you put Andre Smith in the middle and put Edmonds on the outside.
Just a thought.
It's just a thought. But
if we see it Sunday, then you owe me a beer.
you'll be going beerless.
Okay.
But if they do bring a 4-3 defense, even a 5-2 defense, which they could if they wanted to, against that run, I just don't see Andre Smith being a key factor. I think Edmonds in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other linebackers are going to be Milano and Klein.
All right.
Yep.
Swank, what's going on in the feed over there? Anybody getting?
Oh man, we got all the regulars over here. We got Paul Kirkdorfer. We got Keely Smith. We got Chancey Schenk. He's on Facebook tonight instead of YouTube. He's a good dude.
He
was
messaged me
asking where I
earlier today.
was. He didn't recognize me, except I'm off by myself in the corner, and you three are down here at the bottom. So
He really wanted to come out tonight, and he messaged me privately, and he said he wished he would be out tonight. But we're thinking about it. We got you. You're here,
man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We got Alberto. So anybody online, if you guys want to call in through Facebook Messenger, you just have to friend this guy, Scott Reed. You'll know his profile. He has 3 friends. And one of them's Tom from MySpace.
I think Tom blocked me, to be honest with you. So there's plenty of room on my friends list if you guys want to friend me real quick, and you can give us a call.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you comment, as always, we got new shirts, and we're giving you guys out there on the internet a chance to win a free new shirt. Oh, it's right there. You got one. Wow, look at you. You're so prepared.
I'm there.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about T.J. Watt signing his new deal? 4-year, $112 million. What is it, 80 guaranteed? Food. Who cares? Do you think that's going to change up the probably not as much the Bills' approach on offense, because they kind of probably figured that he was going to be there. But
they figured him out last year.
Yeah.
And all that money is not going to make him get by our tackles just because you get a paycheck. Maybe against his division, but the Bills handled him last year, and I just don't think he has it, especially since he doesn't have a sidekick, Bud Dupree, who went to the Tennessee Titans. He doesn't have that. The offensive line does not have to worry about that spectacular other outside linebacker. They can focus on T.J. Watt. They handled him last year, and I don't think they'll have an issue this year.
Yeah, I like that take because, I mean, running the football, you just run away from them, run to the other side of the field. They did that. They did that with J.J. Watt when he was in Houston. And as far as throwing the ball, we have one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league that can move outside the pocket and extend plays, throw the ball on the sideline. I'm not as worried about T.J. Watt as I thought I would be. What has me worried about the Steelers is more so how physical they are. Not necessarily one player, but they are a very physical defense for us to be going up against week 1. That's an imposing defense on that side, and I'm excited to see how we attack their defense with our loaded offense. I mean, you guys watched that preseason game. It was like pick your poison. Emmanuel Sanders, Gabe Davis, Cole Beasley. Diggs wasn't even on the field the last preseason game, and our offense looked better than just about anybody. So I'm very excited for this game. I'm feeling like we will just be throwing the ball all day long. If you have Devin Singletary and Zach Moss on your fantasy team, I wouldn't start either one of them, to be honest.
I'm starting Devin Singletary.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
They were some of the top-ranked pass blocking running backs in the NFL last year.
Dude.
So
Right.
You can go off of that and just think
Right.
the Bills are going to air it out, and you got to keep up with us kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Jared, you got a ticket there?
Yeah, so if you guys look inside, we had a table with a little bit of merch on there. There's a Josh Allen. What was his seltzer that he's doing?
It's the
QB1 seltzer.
Yeah.
One seltzer.
Yeah,
You got a shirt,
yeah.
and I want to give a shirt away. So here we go. Dakota. Eichler. There you go.
Hey.
Go get that
Awesome.
Josh Allen shirt right up on the table there, or Holly can get it for you. There you go. Holly, let me throw this in there for you.
Congratulations from our friends at the Hyatt and Labatt Blue.
There you go. Not bad.
I always got to say it. Winner, chicken dinner. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just like a watch, boy. Hey, so I had a question. Last night's game, and I promise we're going to talk about the offense here very soon. But last night's game was a very high-scoring game against one of the top-rated defenses in the league. Ex-Super Bowl champs, correct? Just recently. So all that smoke that was getting blown last year about COVID and offenses being way ahead of defenses, was that real? Or is this like a changing of the guard? Because it was a shootout last night. And even though Dak had like these incredible numbers against a really tough defense, he still didn't look comfortable. He still didn't look like, I mean, I know his stats say that like he's amazing, but he just did not look settled, right? And am I wrong? I don't know. So my question is, are these offenses better off and still ahead of the curve because of COVID, or have they figured out defenses and evolved so much farther past defenses that they're just going to come out smoking people?
Yeah, it's a great question.
That's right.
Yes, there you go. I mean,
Fantastic question.
it's week one.
Thanks, guys.
So
Is that a yes/no answer or multiple choice?
No, it's just yes, no. Go ahead.
it was raining out last night, so the weather might play that. But no, I mean, it's only week one. Yeah, it's a good question. I think being that it's week one, you can never tell what defense is the top ranked until halfway through the season or end of the season. So maybe Tampa Bay and Dallas's defense isn't as good as they were last year, or they are. You know what I mean? So it's week one. We'll have to see week in and week out what it is. I mean, Tom Brady's a veteran. He's coming out slinging the ball.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott has a lot to prove. I think he has a lot of weapons on that offense. So
Yeah.
yeah, it might be two bad defenses playing last night, but we won't know until.
Man, well, so like even the turnovers, right? Like none of those turnovers were directly the fault of the quarterback. I feel like a lot of tip balls, a lot
Leonard
of
Fournette,
right?
man, that was
Yeah.
he volleyed that ball into
Yeah.
Dallas's hands.
Which is
CD
also
Lamb.
crazy to see
Yeah.
him wearing 7 and then Diggs
I don't like that.
intercepting the ball
I
wearing
can't
7.
stand it. Yeah,
It's insane.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, man, a lot of tip balls, but like CD, he should have had that one catch at the end. That was a
Yeah,
interception.
he had
whatever.
like 5 drops in the first half.
Yeah.
I have
I
him
mean,
on fantasy. He did pretty well for me.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, the good outweighed the bad.
but you know, they always say like the first 3 or 4 weeks of the regular seasons, this is just the preseason extended.
Yeah.
So both teams are still trying to figure stuff out. You have to say advantage offense because they're go and the defense is more of a react. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the next
that's
couple
the old
weeks.
like wide receiver cornerback like comparison, right? Like
Yeah.
if you have somebody that can scramble in the pocket long enough, a wide receiver is always
Eventually
going to
gonna
beat a
get open.
cornerback, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that both teams combined had over 100 passing attempts.
Yeah.
right.
So the defensive lines both look good.
Very
I just
good.
think the quarterbacks did a good enough job getting rid of the ball, and I think you don't know whether to give the advantage to Tampa Bay because the crowd was loud. It's going to take a couple weeks till we can understand if the crowd is actually having an impact, which I think they will. Jared's got blue cheese all over. So, like
Yo,
Jared said, it
if
takes 3
you
to
guys
4
were
weeks.
interested in watching Jared eat chicken wings, here's your chance right now. Oh God, I hate that. No.
Well, like Jared said, it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks to understand if these teams, the defenses, can adjust to the crowd noise,
Yeah.
or the offense can adjust to the crowd noise on the away team. They've gone a whole year without it, and I made a silly prediction a couple weeks ago saying all the home teams are going to win for the first couple weeks because they're not dealing with any noise.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Tampa Bay is the Tampa Bay from last year with no crowd noise. I don't know if Dallas is as good as advertised as you saw yesterday on TV. It'll be a couple weeks. Dallas was horrible last year, so I don't think they improved much other than getting Dak back. But he looked stiff. His ankle looked like it was broken still. The guy couldn't move.
There was one part of the game where he ran for the first down. And he ran out of bounds, and when he hit the kind of turf on the sideline, I'm like, man, this guy he's too tough for his own good. You know, he's taking chances with an ankle that he didn't have just one surgery. He had 2 surgeries on it. Not many people reported that until he kind of openly admitted it in the beginning of the HBO Hard Knocks show. I'm thinking, you have 2 giant scars on your ankle and you're running around like you're, you know, fresh as a daisy. Yeah. He's a tough competitor, respect to him, but you definitely start to notice how much of a throwing league this league has become, and the rules have really catered to these offenses and catered to the quarterbacks. That's why you do have, partially, it's, I believe, why you have a guy like Tom Brady playing into his mid-40s. These guys can't even get touched without a flag being thrown. So, you know, we're in the National Throwing Football League. I think it's only going to continue.
Well, that last drive yesterday, my wife's here, Ellen, and I looked right at her, and I go, Tom Brady's got the last drive. There's either going to be a deep ball non-call or a pass interference call. Because it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
He's going to get a call. Lo and behold, he did. The internet's going crazy. Social media is going crazy because, you know, that offensive pass interference that wasn't called, everybody else would have called it. And I think everybody else called it before the play even happened because they knew it was going to happen. But it's so pass heavy, it's so offensive protected that if you have the ball last in a 2-point game, you're pretty much guaranteed to get down within the 40 for at least an extra field goal attempt.
And I was shocked, too, like Mike McCarthy's strategy, like Ryan Succop's very, very good kicker. You don't use that last time out to ice him. I would have thought that. And how do you give arguably the greatest quarterback of all time a minute and change to move, you know, X amount of yards down not that many yards down the field?
Dude, that's 100%. Like, yeah. It's been shown time and time, 22 years or whatever it's been. Like, every time. You can sit there on your couch and be like, do not give him the ball. Like, don't. And then you have their kick. Like, why is he kicking field goals?
Yeah, Greg Zuerlein. Yep.
Like, why is he doing that? When he was 50%? What, you're down, like, oh, God, 4th and short. We are a different Bills fan base now because McDermott doesn't do that. He's like, let's go. You get it. 4th and short, you go get it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like they don't have the offense to get the first down. Much to your point, the weapons that they have. I mean, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and then Ezekiel Elliott, who he wasn't running the ball for anything last night because of Vita Vea. And, I mean, Vita Vea's an animal. But
you can't run against them.
Yeah.
Tampa's, number 2? What were they, the number 1 defensive?
Yeah. But Ezekiel did block the hell out of the linebackers and defensive ends. So would you rather have a quarterback that's healthy for the whole game or give Ezekiel 90 yards rushing?
Dak's their number one priority. His health, without him, we saw what happened last year. I mean, they're not even scratching the surface towards a playoff run without Dak Prescott. Right. So,
which brings us back to Josh Allen, our quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. We just bored you with the Bills Cowboys game.
This is what happens when you have a 2-hour podcast, man. Start talking about the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, you bring up this is passing league. Obviously, we've known that for a couple of years now. We have a hell of a quarterback at Josh Allen sitting back there. And as much as we like to say pass, Ryan, what do you think about, is there going to be a run game Sunday?
Man, I think, for the first 2 years that Allen was here, we definitely saw his ability to run, and it added a new dimension to our offense. But I think we're going to see Josh Allen run less this year. 100%. I can speak to the whole rest of the season to that because, I mean, their offensive line, they're returning all 5 starters. We know who we have there. We like who we have there, of course. I think I can speak for you guys in saying that. And I would like to see a little bit more of a shorter passing game, not just between Cole Beasley, but more so Devin Singletary catching some passes out of the backfield, because during the preseason I thought he looked physically better than he ever has. So that would be a new dimension that I'd like to see added. And we also have Matt Breida in the fold now. I'd like to see what he brings to the table in this game.
So you throw in those short passes and you give the ball to the running back. Yep. It's a different dimension that you can show that you have, but you don't have to use it.
Right.
I think early in the season, if you show that we can run the ball, we can dump it off to the running back, you're putting a notice out to other teams to let them know if we have to do this, we can do this.
Right.
So, I mean, I know Jared's rooting for Singletary to get catches and running because he got him on fantasy, but
PPR.
There you go.
Right.
But, I agree. I think you show every team early on in the season that you have a lot of weapons and you can use them if you need them. That's going to be effective even in the playoffs.
And much to the point we were talking about with Tampa Bay, I mean, the Steelers do have a hell of a front seven. I mean, that's probably the best part of their team. And trying to run on them with who we have, we weren't really a rushing offense. You know, like I think we use the passing game almost to open up the run game with some of these shorter passes to Beasley, and then we're burning them up the middle with a battering ram of a running back like Zach Moss. And those were like use a baseball term, like those were like the closers to the games last year.
Right.
We would get these leads and we would close them out easily with the run game. That's what I hope to see. And really, we're not really changing the script too much from what we were able to do last year against the opposition. But I think just be who we are. You know, we're not gonna have to do a whole lot of different things in order to beat this team. I don't think. I think we have it. We can win this game.
So here's an interesting conversation. You're talking about running the ball and Josh Allen running the ball less. I think their defensive coordinator kind of put out a little notice saying if he's going to run like a running back, we're going to treat him like a running back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is, do you think players take that, write it down, and use that as motivation, or are they professional enough to just, I'm going to play the game I'm going to play and not worry about that stuff?
Now, Josh Allen, he's definitely putting that on a piece of paper and tucking it into his mirror when he wakes up in the morning. He's the type of player that would use that as motivation. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did kind of, run one down the sideline, step out of bounds, and maybe flip the ball back to a Pittsburgh coach.
Like I ran the ball.
Yeah, that's the type of guy that he is.
As long as he goes out of bounds and
Right, you
slides.
don't want him lowering the shoulder.
Right.
Right. You don't want him perking up on the strong
Exactly.
safety.
Well,
or
ask
something.
Van Noy how that worked out, right? Like,
Yeah, it didn't
you
work out
bounced
too well
him like
for
a
him.
basketball off the turf, like, and he's done it a half a dozen times. He's made people look stupid running the ball. And the thing is, he is not second-year Josh Allen, third-year Josh Allen, fourth-year Josh Allen. Last year he didn't run as much as he did before, and now he's picking his lanes, he's picking his opportunities. If it's the last thing, that as much of a splash play as it was, that touchdown to Knox, where he was going to run, he
was beautiful.
started falling
Yeah.
right,
Shot put.
and he just like shuffle passed it like forward, right? To me, that showed so much growth in him, like, because old Josh Allen would have just scrambled around and then dropped, right? Like, he would have got tackled. This was like he saw a lane, he thought twice, and then he scored a touchdown. That's growth. Like, he's not that dude that's just going to willy-nilly run out there and put his body in harm anymore, So
That
I don't know.
$258 million tells us
Say
that.
money
Yeah,
will
right
keep him
there.
from doing that. You think?
Damn, man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't think you want to know, like, I want to believe that he's that guy that's like, I don't care.
He's just do it anyway.
Like, I really don't care. Like, I want to win.
That's
You
the
know?
thing. We
Yeah.
don't want him to change the way he was playing
No.
just because he got the money.
I don't think he will. I mean, this isn't Fitz, right? Like, I don't know. I think everything will be fine. I think that little warm-up preseason teaser you got last week or 2 weeks ago was like
Right.
just the tip
Yeah.
of the iceberg, man. No Stephon Diggs, and now you're gonna go out there.
Well, that's another thing is you can always say, yeah, I don't need to run because I'm going to give Devin Singletary the ball and Zach Moss the ball, so I don't need to run the ball.
I don't need to run the ball because I'm gonna give the ball to
these
Motor
to these
just so
guys.
that Jared.
Oh yeah,
can
and
score
I'm
a bunch
gonna
of fantasy
have
points.
Reggie Gilliam.
I was going to say,
be
that's why
blocking
they
for
kept
me.
that fullback, and that's why they practiced that
Gonna go
fullback
old school.
side.
Dude, he is awesome. I've watched him these last few years.
Did he go UB?
He did. No, I think he went
Toledo.
to Toledo.
Toledo,
Yeah,
okay.
Toledo. Yeah, and he's. I'm glad that they kept him in the fold. With Knox and Sweeney. I remember Camp and Tommy Sweeney's rookie year. I thought he was one of the most impressive guys on the field. And for me to say that, knowing who we have, in terms of our skill position players, that says a lot. So I'm excited to see to the talking point about Allen. I feel like he knows, much like Dak Prescott, kind of in his own way, he knows who we have. And he's going to use those guys to his advantage. He's got veteran guys around him like Cole Beasley and now Emmanuel Sanders, who he was targeting early and often in that preseason game. Yeah. I only expect that to continue.
Well, did you hear about that preseason game? Emmanuel Sanders was thinking about not even wanting to play that preseason game.
Yeah.
And after the first couple series with Josh Allen, he came off to
He heard
Stephon
the
Diggs
fans
and said,
he was like, "This is
I just want to stay out there."
Right.
So you hate to say Diggs' injury and all that stuff, but from the preseason, and I know it's just preseason, but they can fill in those voids if they have to at wide receiver because they have so much depth there.
Sure.
that they'll hit the ground running and continue doing what they're doing.
They also have a guy that Aaron Rodgers has been
Kumaro.
pretty open about, that Jake Kumaro, who Aaron Rodgers didn't want Green Bay to cut, and they cut him. And I mean, we have a lot of depth at that position, and it's arguably offensively, now that it's a passing league, what we were talking about earlier, it's one of the most important positions in the NFL as far as the depth. Wide receiver position, no doubt.
So what you're saying, Ryan, are they going to come out with 5 receivers right off the bat and go down the field?
Spread that Steelers defense out.
Singletary and Moss will be on the
Burn-
sidelines for
burn
that
'em.
first drive? No huddle?
Maybe not. Maybe not on the side. Maybe not an empty set, but I definitely think they're going to spread things out for sure.
Now, schematically, the Steelers run a 3-4 defense, which is 7 up front.
Right.
So if you start putting out 5 wide receivers, there's going to be people open.
For sure.
So where does the Steelers make the sacrifice and start running that nickel more than – because when you start running that nickel, you have 4 down linemen. You're looking at 2 defensive tackles and 2 defensive ends. Those linebackers become less of an importance, especially if Josh Allen can pick them apart and use Beasley, McKenzie, dump it off the Singletary.
Right.
So
And Breida.
I think playing a 3-4 defense and you spread them out, you're taking their advantage away defensively.
For sure. And I mean, the speed advantage, even among the guys that we have that are experienced, I look at the Steelers defense, for as good as it is, they're a little old in the secondary. Like, they have a lot of guys that have been in the league for a good bit. We have guys that have been in the league for a good bit too, but Diggs is a younger player in his prime, and Gabriel Davis had one of the best rookie seasons I've ever seen a Buffalo Bill have. So to me, like, it's not even so much, how good is Diggs. We know how good he is. It's more so like, how will these other guys be X factors in the game? And that's going to be a sight to see. I think we're going to see by the end of Sunday, 4:30 Sunday, we'll know how deep this Buffalo Bills team is.
Yeah, that's, you're saying the X factor besides Diggs.
Right.
That's going to change week in and week out.
Right. It could change. Yeah, it could change
Beasley this week.
in a game. It could change first half. It could be Gabe Davis. Second half, it could be, Zach Moss. That's just how balanced and deep they are.
If the season goes according to our plan, right, it's going to be fun to see how the defensive coordinator walking up and down the opponent's sideline is going to be.
For sure.
Put a camera on him.
And a lot of these defensive coordinators have been defensive coordinators for a long time. And they've even said leading up to this game, Keith Butler, he made his comment about Josh Allen, but he also, they know how deep this team is. And they're not the same old Bills. So I'm pumped.
When you talking about X factor as far as wide receiver goes, I got to say, Gabe Davis is like that hot ticket guy, right? Like
for
everybody's just going nuts over Gabe Davis and his development. We talked about it last week. Like, when you have Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, and Emmanuel Sanders as your mentors, like, how on earth can you not become, with the way he works and the motivation that he has and the production that he's already put out from last season, how can he not become just like the next big thing for the Buffalo Bills, right? He's going to be a starter. And give it 2 years.
I have Beasley on the wrong side of 30. Emmanuel Sanders also on the wrong side of 30.
We're on the wrong side of 32.
I know, but we're not playing professional football.
Hey, I'm not yet.
We're in our
Yeah,
40s.
Ryan's a young guy,
Don't
man.
rush me here.
We're not even in the 30s.
Did you know Ryan just graduated last year?
High school?
No.
High school.
I wish. It'd be awesome.
The things I know now? Oh, yeah.
Right.
But, no, Gabriel Davis, I think a lot of people are saying he's the future of Buffalo. And Diggs is still young. He's only 26. So future of Buffalo is the top number 2 wide receiver in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Gabriel Davis maybe have been the top number 4. At number 4, he was better than a lot of number 2s in the league.
Right.
So, sure.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis is the next hot thing for the Buffalo Bills wide receiver core. And if he's learning from Beasley, learning from Sanders, and learning from Diggs, there's no reason why defensive shouldn't panic when they have to decide who they're putting a CB number 1 against.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And that continuity, too, like NFL coaches talk about, teams that have been great, like in the league, whether it's the Patriots or the Dolphins or the Steelers back in the day, like they all had that continuity, coaching, head coach, quarterback, offensive coordinator, defense. They were all there for a long time. For us to have Josh Allen for 4 years, for him to have the same head coach, the same offensive coordinator, even the same defensive coordinator for our defense, of course, it's going to work to our advantage in comparison to some of these other teams that have been in the top, ranking in the AFC, like the Chiefs, who have changed things up on offense with their offensive line. The Browns have a lot of new pieces on offense and defense. Sometimes those
we don't talk about the Browns. We hit the Browns. We don't talk about the Browns.
Sometimes those new pieces, though, people go crazy over them. But it's like, to me, a team that is formidable is a team that actually has that continuity. And I think that's an advantage in Buffalo's favor, too.
Well, even so, DeBall's our offensive coordinator, right?
Right.
Well, who's the second guy behind him? Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's been there for a while.
Ken Dorsey of the U.
If DeBall decides to part ways with Buffalo, we have Ken Dorsey there. It's been for a while, too. So there's that consistency, too. So, it starts from the top, and they're training these guys behind them to follow suit. And
that's a question I got to throw to you guys. You just popped one into my head. I'm going to throw one to you guys now. You guys have been throwing me questions. So do you think that this is Dable's last season potentially as an offensive coordinator?
It probably depends on what other teams suck throughout the league.
Right.
Because I got a feeling that he's going to be, I want to be on certain teams. If I don't get what I want, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
And it also depends on the Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't get one this year, I didn't say that out loud, did I? But if he doesn't get one,
Homer.
right?
I think he could.
Yeah.
I think he could.
Saying.
I think that this has been a topic for every single year that he's been the offensive coordinator, right? Like every year it's like he's gone. Mm-hmm. He's absolutely gone. And I say it all the time. You either get good Walmart Dable or bad Walmart Dable, right? Like you either go and you buy an air fryer and you're like, I'm going to cheap out and get the cheap one at Walmart and it sucks. Or you get that really high-priced Walmart air fryer and you're like, wow, man, I got three rounds of chicken wings out of this and this is beautiful.
Mozzarella sticks for breakfast.
God, man, it's
Wegmans Dable or Top's Dable.
Yeah. It's like, and sometimes you can get like a bad experience.
Or Aldi's Dable.
One trip to Walmart could be like good and bad purchases, right? Like the Texan playoff game, right? Where you get that amazing touchdown pass to Josh Allen. You're like, oh my God, he's like a chess master, dude. He's like the Queen's Gambit. Look at him. Dable's just running wild. And then you're like, what happened?
Then the second
What happened, dude? What happened? This Chinese stroller that I bought just fell apart in my hands the first time I tried to walk my baby.
I'm glad you brought that up, too, because people, I mean, he does deserve, Brian Dable deserves a ton of credit for what he's brought to the offense, especially this last year. But prior to Diggs coming along, it was a very plain, vanilla, bland.
Rough, dude.
It was a salad with no
dressing
on
dude.
it. It was really boring. It really was. I hate saying that, but now that they have Diggs and then they've added Gabe Davis and they've added pieces, he's been able to use these guys at their strengths, and he deserves a ton of credit. But if I'm him, knowing that I'm from Western New York, went to St. Francis, he has an opportunity to not just win a Super Bowl this year, but next year too maybe.
Yeah.
This team has a really awesome window. It would be really hard for me to leave.
Yeah.
And what team are you going to? Are you going if Matt Nagy gets fired from the Bears, if they don't do well, you're going to a completely new situation?
And does he take Mitch with him?
Yeah, that's something
Maybe.
Jared brought
Yeah.
up. Yeah, like maybe he goes to the Bears and maybe takes his Mitch with him. Takes his Mitch with him.
Takes his Mitch.
So, devil's advocate.
Yep.
Why do offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, special teamers, coaches, why do they come into the league? Do you think they want to be there their full career? Or do you think they're trying to be a head coach somewhere?
You got to take the chance if you're given the offer. There's only, in technical terms, there's only 31 other jobs because he's not taking Sean McDermott's job.
So the coordinator position is kind of like adding your resume for the head coaching position. So
And
for
if
me,
you stink at it, it can just always go backwards.
For me, Dable is just like every other coordinator. You're doing what you got to do to become a head coach.
Yep.
So if he shows consistency, again, and we've said this, we love our Bills last year, but we need to see the Bills do it again this year to be confident that they're consistent. I believe they are.
Man, it's like meeting Santa Claus once.
Right.
You might wake up and think it's a dream. You got to meet him again.
You have to meet him again.
And he's got to give you a pony.
Well, if he gave you the pony the first year. Who knows? But you need consistency. So if the Bills do what they do again this year, like they did last year, we have faith in them, right?
Right.
Dable has to do again this year what he did last year. Amp up that resume, and I don't see him staying with the Bills.
Right.
If they make the playoffs again this year, he will not be with the Bills.
Yeah.
And that's where I hope Ken Dorsey takes the reins and just sits back and does what Brian Leftwich does at Tampa Bay and lets his quarterback call the plays.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I agree. To answer my own question, I don't see him staying here if we win a Super Bowl. But
No.
To me, it's like, what better situation could you find? But that's not how these guys think. They think, hey, I got 31 chances, 31 teams to choose from being a head coach, and he's willing to start from scratch if we reach that level, and I think he could.
You can do coaches versus players too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
a coach is a player, depending on where they're at in their career. They don't have a Super Bowl ring. They're going to sacrifice a little bit of something
Right.
to maybe go to a team that has a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
As a coordinator, as a coach, yeah, it'd be really nice on that resume. But also, my lifetime goal was to be a head coach for an NFL football team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go there. and
Tomlin's
hopefully-
retire. I'm not going to the Steelers. I'm not going to the Steelers to coach the Steelers. Dayball better not go there.
And
Wouldn't that
that's
be
the thing. There's some like, if I were to look at the league, I'd say there's some teams that you're falling into a really good situation, and then there's other teams where it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
would you really leave Buffalo for that? You know what I mean? It's tough. So definitely a talking point that I think is going to recur throughout this season and especially next off season.
Well, I mean, that was like what happened with old what's-his-face, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, right? Like when he committed to the Colts,
Daniels?
right?
McDaniels, yeah, Josh
McDaniels,
McDaniels,
right?
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And then withdrew his offer and came back and all that stuff. So, I don't know, man. I think most coaches in the NFL want to become head coaches. I think if Dable got the opportunity to coach any of these really shitty teams, he would definitely do it, right?
Mhm.
Like
agree.
in a heartbeat. Why
You
not?
take that chance. You take that opportunity
Because
for sure.
the Bills were at that destination at one point. Sure. There you go.
Can you hear us now?
So what are we going to talk about Jared while he's gone?
How about now?
We got people sitting by the fire. I'm kind of jealous of the audience. Like they're looking
Just
cozy.
relaxed, man.
There's a little chill over here.
A little bit, but Doug Flutie jersey is keeping me
There
warm.
you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
So Ryan and I were talking about this earlier. If you had to rank like the top 5, not like best Bills players in history, like from now until whenever, but your 5 favorite, what would that be?
5 favorite Buffalo Bills. You're on the spot.
1 to 5, dude.
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
But start with 5 so you can build suspense and anticipation.
I'm a quarterback guy, so probably 4 out of the 5 is going to be quarterback. Jim
Trent
Kelly,
Edwards, J.P. Lossman, Nate
EJ
Peterson,
Gail
EJ's number
Gilbert.
1.
Peterman.
Gil Gilbert, interception man, Joe Ferguson. No, my top is, well, obviously you know who my top quarterback
Start from the
is.
bottom.
All right. Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed.
That's running back and wide receiver for
Yep.
your quarterback.
Yep, and then my quarterbacks are going to be top 3.
No.
Okay.
'Kay.
Josh Allen, Doug Flutie, Jim Kelly.
Wow.
Jim Kelly number 1. You can't go wrong with Jim Kelly number 1.
Well, my first game ever watching the Buffalo Bills was 1989 playoff game against the Cleveland Browns. Kelly was airing it out. Thomas was doing his thing. And so I felt like a Patriots fan, current Patriots fan, when the Bills, all they did was win.
Yeah.
The next 4 years, the Bills went to the Super Bowl, and it was Jim Kelly at the helm. He did everything right.
So
There's
89, you guys were what, like 27?
Yeah. Getting our GED.
Not to be bear bad news, but I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't even a twinkle in your father's eye. were
No.
you? No.
Parents
I
were
was
married, but
6.
I wasn't born yet.
Oh, you guys were.
Oops. So when were you? So you never got to enjoy
No,
the 90s Bills.
no. Well,
You poor son of a bitch.
there are pictures of me at 2 with the Bills, like Jim Kelly, little, kids jersey, Bills like Zumba sweatpants. That was the beginning, and it's there's been a lot of pain and misery since as a Buffalo Bills fan, but things have looked up since they drafted Josh Allen. That's really when everything changed, much like everything changed when Kelly got drafted. Well, when Kelly finally decided to come here. Got to throw
right.
that out there too.
Right, that's a hell of a story. I mean,
It
the guy
is.
didn't even want to play here,
Right.
and
right.
now he preaches to the choir about coming to Buffalo, being a part of Buffalo, being a mayor of Buffalo.
You can't even think about Buffalo as a city without Jim Kelly
Right.
popping into your head.
Right, that's what the mafia in Buffalo will do to you,
Yeah.
and that's what the Bills team is starting to buy into, and the fans are.
Exactly.
How was your break?
It was good. I
Oh,
thought I
good
could
for
hold
you.
it for another hour. Not happening.
Couldn't do it.
Josh, that was great coffee. Thank you. Thank you.
Top 5 favorite Bills players. Starting at 5, going to 1.
Oh my
Not-
gosh.
Not best statistically.
Jared's a running
just
back
favorite.
guy. O.J. Simpson's his favorite running back.
No, don't even. He went to the Niners. But
Listen,
yes, me, is this-
drink milk because OJ will kill you.
OJ will kill you.
Go ahead.
Hey, before I get, are you asking me what my top 5 are?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Give away something or something?
No, I just want to get a hey from everybody. Ready? Hey! There you go. We got to liven up the crowd here a little bit. They're over there by those nice fires, about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
But top 5, huh? I'm a running back guy, so Thurman Thomas is my number 1. Freddie Jackson's my number 2. I can't go from
Says
5.
start from
You
five.
got to think about
Start
it.
from 5. That's
God,
cheap.
dude.
Cheap.
So Thurman's my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
2 is Freddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is hard.
See? Told you.
This is hard. Bruce Smith obviously is probably 5. Yeah, let's give something away here.
You're just stalling for time.
I got 2 more to fill in there.
4 and 5?
Derek Holmes. He's
Okay.
in there. He's probably my number 4. He wore number 44. Another shirt. Yeah, another
Reffing
shirt.
off another shirt. We got the winner, Jake K.
Jake Cornball.
Hey.
Jake Cornball, you got a shirt
Hey.
coming your way.
You got Jake.
There you go. So Derek Holmes only because my first game ever for going to a Bills game was against Pittsburgh Steelers in a preseason game. And we sat down by the end zone, and Derek Holmes, number 44, ran it in right in front of us. And I was like, he wore 44, my favorite number. I was like, I like him. So even though he didn't really amount to much,
What year
he's
was
one of
that?
my guys.
We're
Probably
doing this.
95.
Oh, that was
95.
Roethlisberger's rookie season?
Maybe. But I do something else I remember from that game. Kevin Green played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I was
Oh.
outside with my dad
Really?
and my brother,
Wow.
and we saw him walking down with his long, luscious blonde hair.
I do
That's
know
awesome.
of the late great Kevin Green.
Yeah,
That guy
and
was
like
a
he's looking at
monster.
me. I had my Bill stuff on. I just had my hat signed by Mark Maddox.
Wow.
Oh,
I go,
yeah.
hey, can you sign this for me? He looks at me. He's like, I don't know. He said something like, I'm not gonna sign. Yeah, like mean
Yeah.
Kevin Green. Mean Kevin Green.
Yeah.
But that's what I remember from that game. But it was pretty sweet, Derek Holmes. So Derek Holmes, I got one more to throw in there.
Yeah, Jesus, you're stalling a lot here. Go ahead.
Well,
It's giving me time though.
One more. Josh Allen. He's my number 3
Number
right
5?
now.
Wow.
I don't know. That's a
Wait,
good
did
question.
you go 1, 2, then 5,
I went
4,
1,
3?
2, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, Jesus, Jared. I can't even
I'm
keep
all over
track
the
of
place.
this. I gotta have a soundboard here, like a whap whap.
So what's the Fandemonium saying tonight? Anything?
Oh, we
any
got a lot
topics
of,
they
lot of
want
good
to talk
stuff
about?
here. Denise Alexander's top 5 are Norwood, Kelly, Christy, Bruce,
She
and
got some
BB.
kickers.
Kickers,
Wow.
they're
Yeah.
leading the Buffalo Bills in all-time scoring. So
Yeah.
Our southern friend Brent Thompson says Tasker, good
Tasker's
dude.
a fan
Yep.
favorite.
We click like bread and peanut butter. He said.
Did you see his new video? Tasker's new video? Put
No,
out?
I haven't
yes.
seen him
Yes,
say
I
it.
did. Yeah,
I-
it was awesome.
This is like I'm a pleasure delayer. Like I know it's there,
You
and
haven't
I was
pushed play
getting
yet?
ready for all this, and I really want to watch it, but I'm just waiting till like tomorrow or Sunday morning,
It's pretty.
so that I can be like, oh, I'm sure it's got something about like some really great like Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner, like it might be chilly. or
He does
whatever.
not say one word.
He doesn't say
He doesn't say
anything.
one word.
Oh, I'm really
He's
excited.
clipping
then.
the artificial turf. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. You have to watch it.
Yeah, don't
It's
spoil
funny.
it.
I guarantee it's 100% better than anything.
The music
that
was
Baker
good, too. The
Mayfield
The
has
music,
done.
they got the Arkells, Years in the Making. It's
Oh,
like
nice.
the perfect song for the Buffalo Bills fan base and for the Bills as an organization.
Thank you, Holly.
Ah.
K Corn Ball. There you go, Jake.
Sweet.
That's coming to you.
All right, Ryan.
I'm on the spot.
Do it.
Oh, you got
Man,
your top
you
5
know,
too, huh?
I want to give credit to the guys that were on this team during the drought. I feel like they don't get enough credit. Like,
Kyle
you know, the Kyle Williams of the world, Aaron Schobels. I'm not going to
Freddie.
say, thank you. I'm not going to say that, you know, they're in my top. I'll put Kyle Williams at 5. And then I'm going to go with one of the first Bills players that I got to meet was Eric Moulds, which was like dream come true for a kid from Buffalo at the time. Eric Moulds, awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll throw in there the Super Bowl guys, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas. Number 1 to me, and I know you put Jim Kelly in your top 5, but I didn't really get to experience Kelly like you guys
What are you
did.
saying? What are you saying? I'm old?
No, he's a little older than me, but you know, I'm gonna say Bruce Smith. I mean, Bruce Smith to me is what it's all about. He's what football is all about to me. So kind of that ruthless aggression. You know, he would always look into the camera on the sideline and have something to say, and I like guys like that
You know
to play
the
with that edge.
Best thing about Bruce Smith is They did a recalculation of all the stats, the sack stats. I mean, I think they started in 1984 is when they started counting sacks.
Right.
They went back to the AFL and NFL when they first started, and Bruce Smith still leads with 200 sacks. I think the next closest guy is like 180.
Yeah, and I mean the longevity as a defensive end. I mean, it's undeniable. I mean, I think he's the best defensive end of all time. Personally, I might be a little bit biased, being that I'm a Bills fan, but the sack record kind of speaks for itself. So definitely throw him in.
Imagine if he played now with the pass happy league.
He would be.
He's
Be
pretty
very
old.
Interesting.
He's pretty old. I bet you can get to the quarterback.
I love that they had him in there though, talking to Rizzo and Basham, and that was cool. How involved he is still with the team. That's the stuff that Bills fans love to see.
Bean and McDermott have been super good about that kind of stuff, like Jim with Josh and all that stuff. I don't know. I think intertwining like that old regime with like the new success is, I don't know, super important, right?
Yeah, like they say, like some success is like contagious when it's like shown how it happened. And like I remember, I'm not a big fan of them out for obvious reasons, but Doug Marrone, when they put the 4 straight AFC Championship banners in the field house, it's like you look at that, and as a player, you're like, this team did accomplish that, and nobody's done it, since. Nobody's gone to 4 straight since. Regardless of what happened, that's an achievement in and of itself.
Number 4.
Number 4. Well, I thought I didn't I name 5? I thought I named 5. Well, I had. He's
on you. He's on you.
I had Molds. I had Molds. I had. We'll throw. Yeah, Kyle Williams was in there.
Oh, okay.
And then I had Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, and Bruce Smith.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Did you do yours?
See,
Did I miss
that was me stalling.
Yeah, that's Swank saying all 5 of mine are Bruce Smith.
Bruce
Smith, Bruce
Goddamn.
S, Bruce. Yeah.
And finally,
Brucey.
Bruce.
Brucey Smith.
So with Russo out there, do you think there's going to be a Russo chant?
I think Russo is going to be a fan favorite, but with a name like Boogie, in
good,
Buffalo, come on. I mean, that's right. I mean, that's going to be a fan favorite for sure.
So Swank, who's your top 5, bud?
Top 5. You ready for this? I'm going to blow your mind.
Uh-oh.
Number 5. Nate Peterman.
No,
I liked him. He had high potential.
He could have been
Gruden
good.
was right. No. So number 5 for me is Don Beebe, because I really like Don Beebe. He was always one of my favorites.
Finally got a ring.
Top 4 out of 5 are going to be Hart
Green
players,
Bay.
aren't they? They're going to be the Hart
Don
players.
Beebe.
The mayors of Buffalo.
Number 4 for me is going to be Thurman. Away jersey, Thurman Thomas. Had that. This is my second jersey ever. It's a great time. Number 3 is a little more recent, but Stevie. I really love Stevie. I thought it was like a super big shame that the Chan years with Stevie and Freddie and Fitzy, like it kind of got wasted, right? Like they were such a fun-loving group and like so fun to watch, but they just didn't produce.
They really
right?
came
So
and
it
went
sucked.
too.
Can you imagine if Stevie made that catch against the Steelers?
I was at that game.
That would have been playoff, right? That was a
that's
playoff
horrible.
contention right there.
Yeah.
There he goes. Yep, Eric. Yep.
Lucky. Uh-huh.
Did the Steelers win the Super Bowl that year? No. Okay.
And this is Ben Roethlisberger's last year, I heard.
That's what Eric
Yeah,
says.
Okay. So
Love you, Eric.
That was 3.
That was 3.
Number 2. Ooh.
Well, we know what number 1 is.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Number 2 is Andre.
That's a good choice, Uncle Andre.
Yeah, whatever. Number 1 is Bruce Smith, boy. Big Bruce.
So you got Uncle Andre. I just realized that. You got Uncle Andre. I got Uncle Thurman.
There you go.
Hey.
You know, how about that?
And I got nothing.
Where are they tonight?
They're probably partying too.
Damn relatives. They're probably right. They're probably enjoying themselves out at Buffalo's throwing a hell of a party out there for the whole week, right?
Yeah,
They're
I think so.
homecoming Friday night, Saturday night,
Yep.
Soho. So it's-
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody out there is having a good time because we're having a good time here, aren't we, guys? That's what I'm talking about.
Hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Man, 150 people.
150
Wow.
strong.
Crazy. 2,000 people live right here. Nuts. You don't realize it unless you're in it, you know?
You know, here's the thing, guys. We each mentioned our 5 top favorite. Where was Steve Tasker in there?
Oh, did you say?
Someone named it, so I didn't want to steal anyone's thunder. I don't know who named it, but
Someone said Steve
know,
Tasker. Was
someone
it
said it.
Swank's 5?
Or was it a comment? It
Wasn't
was a
me.
comment.
All
I
right,
think
no.
it was a
Comment.
comment.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Steve Tasker.
You guys are being pretty
Get him
chilly.
in Canton.
So, fans out there, do you think Steve Tasker should be in the Hall of Fame? Very good.
Yeah.
If they have punters and kickers in the Hall of Fame, then the number 1 special teamer in the NFL.
Well, Devin Hester was up for special team, wasn't he? Up
Yeah,
for
Devin. I think Devin Hester's eligible
this year.
Yeah, this year.
So
yeah.
if he
Yep.
makes it, that's going to leave an awful bitter taste in Buffalo Bills' mouth, Buffalo
Right.
Bills fans' mouth, right?
Right.
Because why should Devin Hester, who is
Devin
primarily
Hester will be the ranch to Steve Tasker's blue cheese.
blue cheese? There you go.
Amen.
He's been waiting to say that all
We
night.
got Uncle
found-
James over on YouTube, and his top 5 are Daryl Talley, Flutie,
Oh, Daryl
Bruce.
Talley's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a
Flutie,
really good one.
Bruce, Thomas, and Tasker. He had Tasker in his.
All right, let's get rid of another Josh Allen shirt. No, you can't.
Jake Cornball.
Jake again?
Wow.
Well,
he's
Jake
got
and Jules,
t-shirts.
so this is going to have to be Jules.
There you go.
All right, that's Jules. Jules wins
All right.
one.
Congrats, Jules.
Congratulations.
Cornballs are ringing it in today.
Cornball,
Cornball.
not cornball.
Right. But that's how it's spelled on the thing.
Popcorn ball.
Popcorn ball.
Popcorn ball.
All right, Green Bay fan, who's your favorite player on the Bills? Go. Yep. Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley.
Okay.
Eric, Steelers fan. If you had to choose one player in the Bills' history, who's your favorite player? There's Lonnie. Yep. Bruce.
I'm surprised he didn't say Arthur Motes, being a Steelers guy himself and a Bills player. So All right.
You were just waiting for him.
I was gonna say he's gonna say Arthur Motes. Watch this. No. All right.
All right.
Josh Cook's a huge Bills. Josh Cook, your top Bills player. Who is it? All time.
Don Beebe, there you go.
Don Beebe.
Yeah.
That's a hustle play right there. That guy played
Doug
Doug
Flutie.
Holly's
110%.
I'd even put Flutie in my top 5. The jersey makes it kind of obvious
Oh,
that I'm
yeah,
a fan.
absolutely.
But, you know.
Damn you, Wade Phillips? Was it
Yeah,
Wade Phillips?
Wade
No, it
Phillips.
was actually Ralph Wilson made the decision
Oh, Ralph
to
Wilson.
start
Yeah,
Rob.
I thought you were asking who's
We
the head
won't go
coach.
there. We won't
yeah,
go
I
there.
can't. That was that was awful. That was really like the most traumatic, like the first traumatic experience I had as a Bills fan was that Music City Miracle game. Like
That was
it
your
wasn't
first
Lionel.
traumatic. Man, you're
Yeah.
so young, dude.
yeah.
Young son of a gun.
Well, I
That
still
was
remember hearing him say, "There are no flags on the field." I'm like,
Yeah, you
The
can remember
forward
everybody
pass
on
you're
that
talking
play.
about?
yeah. Makes me sick. It really does.
All right. Again, 1 o'clock game. I cannot wait. It's only, 36 hours away? I don't even know. That's a guess. That's a guess.
So my wife's here, Ellen. She's back over there in the corner.
Hey, Ellen.
I'll say hi.
Hi, y'all.
Say louder. We can't hear you.
She kind of keeps me intact here, and I've been ignoring the messages. Ready for this?
Yeah.
You keep moving the mic. I know.
I tell him that all the time, man.
Needs to be louder.
Okay,
I'm
yep.
soft-spoken and I'm humble. I'm sorry.
Softer
we
lips,
can't hear you and
softer
stop
lips.
whispering. I know. I
Turn to your
apologize.
right. That's your good side.
Turn to your right. Look up and to the left, and we're good.
Three
Okay.
three words for every man to live by. Wife knows best.
Mm.
They do.
Mm.
She
And
does.
I'm not even married, and I'm saying that.
She does. Just
Wow.
ask her.
Good pointers. I love it.
Yeah, right. I'm getting my advice from.
Let's see if Sarah said anything.
Now you're all checking your phones. What's my wife saying?
Okay, yeah, we'll
Shut
say
up
that.
and the show.
All right, so if you are here live, you are entered to win some sweet jerseys that we'll be giving away here shortly. Actually, in the next 20 minutes and 15 minutes. So if you want to grab another raffle ticket, go ahead. They're $10 a piece. Holly will hook you up. She's been awesome. Give her a round of applause, please. So we're going to be jibber-jabbering for another 15 minutes or so. I had a question that I wanted to present to the dais.
The panel.
The panel. The dais. I love that. That's
What?
awesome.
And you guys can be thinking about it out there too. And if anybody out there in internet land wants to call in and give us their 2 cents on this, at what moment, as a Bills fan and a Josh Allen fan, did he hook you? What play, what game, what speech, whatever.
Can I lead the way with this one?
Of course you can, Jared.
Very generic. You guys, you've
Shorts.
seen
It's
this,
his shorts.
yeah, it's his shorts and the way his thighs look with the hair coming out. No, but no, just
Hair
that
on
simple
the
play
thighs.
against the Minnesota Vikings when he jumped over Barr, I think it was.
You just wanted to beat everybody to that one, didn't you?
Well, but I mean that's the simple one. You see
Yeah,
that image
absolutely.
everywhere.
Yeah,
it's,
hell yeah.
it's signed. Ryan Hickman has some stuff on Buffalo Autographs that he's selling. That's the canvas and the picture of it.
Mhm.
But I remember seeing that play. The Bills were, I think, up 14-0, just
Yeah.
stomping on the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings were the favorite. And I remember him taking off, jumping over a guy and landing. And I swore at the TV, and I said, I know the linemen love you seeing you doing that, but we don't want you to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that shows to not only the fans, but the team that I'm here to win. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. There's that buffalo chicken dip. But no, that image of Josh Allen will be everywhere, especially if he takes us to where we want him to take us. You're gonna see that image for that's his life image right there.
That
So
was his coming out party,
Yeah,
right?
and,
I mean,
so
that's
that's
the play
the-
everybody remembers, the first
Yeah,
one.
That's
Yeah.
my play. That's the play that hooked me. That I knew he was there for more than just, playing ball. He was there for
Wings,
the team.
more than wings.
More than wins.
Yeah.
He was there, and yeah, the rest is history. Oh, you Ryan? What was yours?
The one for me, setting the stage, you're sitting at home on Thanksgiving watching the Bills travel to Dallas, and it's 4th and short. and-
Beautiful uniforms, by the way.
What's that?
The beautiful uniforms.
Yeah, the
that
beautiful
they-
uniforms, yeah. And, he just, QB sneak, fumbles the ball, picks it up in a sea of 300-pound offensive and defensive linemen,
Crazy.
and then proceeds to run it 3-4 yards and, gets tackled. But when he gets up, he just throws like the dagger, like this celebration that was just legendary. And it made me say to myself, if I had any ounce of athletic talent to be in the NFL, that's a guy that I'd run through a brick wall for. Like, that's the guy that you want on your team as your quarterback. Even on the defensive side of the ball, you could see guys, jumping up and down on the sideline, and the momentum really took shape for us after that. That game got away from Dallas literally after. That was like a snowball effect. Like, that really set the tone for us. And really, we talk about his play on the field, but off the field, the guy is just a natural-born leader. And coming from where he came from, farm, background, hardworking. His dad, had that ingrained in him. We were talking about that prior to the show starting. And
He played JUCO, didn't he? Start
played
JUCO.
didn't have any
get-
scholarship
yeah.
offers. I mean, the guy is a really great story too, and he fits Buffalo perfectly. So that definitely is something that we look forward to as fans every week, seeing a guy that has been really, not only has been embraced by our fans, but has embraced our city too. I think that's really important.
Yeah. So 2 runs.
He's embraced the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of plays are it's contagious.
Mhm.
And when it starts with leadership, there's a reason why he's got that C on his chest. And when it starts there, it's contagious. It goes everywhere else, and that's why we are where we are now, with a lot of analysts choosing the Bills to make it to the Super Bowl and winning
yeah.
it.
With Allen as MVP too.
And
that's
that's
huge.
Yeah, and that story is crazy. I mean, time in and time out, you always hear everybody saying the right things.
Mhm.
And when you listen to Josh Allen, it's like, oh, he's just saying the right things. But then when you know his story, you know where he came from, you know what he's saying is true to heart, and he plays by that. You saw his
Yeah.
face after the Houston Texan game. You saw how he was after
Don't
the Tampa
whisper.
Bay game.
Don't
You saw how he was after the Tampa. Am I not whispering now?
Don't wiggle the mic. Don't wiggle the mic.
Don't move
They're
the mic
critiquing me
back.
now. Thanks. But you saw all that. Like I said, it's
You did.
contagious, and it just goes from there. And that's where it needs to start. My point, my moment was that Jacksonville Jaguar game. That Ramsey, saying he was trash,
No, yeah.
and him
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out,
that's a good
scoring a
one.
touchdown, ripping his shirt, just
Yeah.
flexing. There's a lot of moments during that game where I thought this was the quarterback of the future. 99 rushing yards.
That throw to Robert
That-
Foster too.
and that's where
oh
I'm
my
going.
God.
That's the
I'm
moment.
sorry.
Mhm.
That was the
Is
moment.
playing against the Jacksonville
Yeah.
Jaguars, their defensive backfield was pretty elite then.
Mhm.
And to come out and just to see him drop back, step into the pocket, take the shot that he did, getting tackled. He got his helmet bounced around a couple times, but he still made that 55-yard throw on the dot to Robert Foster. And that was the moment I was like, holy cow, I think we got our quarterback for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That was the moment. And it was a losing season. We didn't make the playoffs, but that was the moment I was like, all right, we don't have to draft a quarterback now for the next 10 years.
Just this beautiful rainbow of hope just showered over
with the wide receiver core that they had.
Yeah, it
wait,
was a
I mean,
beautiful
that's the big
rainbow
thing.
of hope. The ball just a perfect rainbow in the air. It's
But
like,
no,
thank you, God.
that was the moment for Scott. But I also had high hopes for Foster. But
Yeah, me
he
too.
was
We had that one
Me
good
too.
season, right?
All right, Swank. This is your question.
Well, since you guys just snaked like 6 of the best times,
Swank's gonna say when they drafted him, I knew it was the time.
when he was born, I was there. No, man. I had one all in the chamber, ready to go. It was when he slammed a beer at the Red Wings Stadium for Micah Hyde's home run tournament. That's when I knew he was the quarterback for Buffalo and the quarterback for me, man.
So, are you going to be chugging a beer right now with Brent Thomason? Brent, you ready?
I need a beer first.
Just kidding.
No, man. I mean, all those moments, right? So, like, his story is so incredible as far as great base. As far as, like,
That might be Stephon Diggs' Rolls Royce.
I hope so.
He'll be up here in a minute.
surprise.
Stevie said he's coming next year, so you never know. Yeah, I mean, like writing the letters, JUCO, getting into Wyoming, proving everybody wrong, coming in, stepping up. It's everything, right? Like personally for me, the Thanksgiving game, that was it for me, man. Like reaching down in there, that call. It wasn't even like the act of the play. It was him throwing the safety at the end of that, right? And then standing up and like signaling that first down, like it was hit. Like that was 100% him. The whole attitude of everyone in that stadium and everyone on that team and everybody watching it changed in that instant. Like he's there, he's not messing around. You're not going to push him around. He's going to get it. Like, and I was just like, oh my God.
And like Bills fandom aside, I've only seen that with like truly great players.
Oh, 100%.
Like I've only seen, there's only like a select few times I've seen one moment in a game where a guy just takes a game over and then the rest kind of plays itself out that way.
Yeah.
And it's like the Bradys, Aaron Rodgers, those are the type of things that they do that really just take the wind out of the sails of the opposition. And for him to do that on the massive stage that they were on in Dallas, Jerry World, you saw a lot of Cowboys fans, like they had, Instagram
You might as well
videos.
just turn the TV off. The game was over after that.
Right. They had Instagram videos of Cowboys fans, like just with their jaws dropped. They couldn't believe it. And that was really, along with the bar moment, but that moment I think really cemented him as like he's here to stay. Like this guy isn't going anywhere, So
Now all those moments we just mentioned, well, the hit, the jump, the going for the first down, he just signed that 6-year extension. You hope he doesn't do that stuff now, right?
Well, that's the thing.
as long
I
as he doesn't get hurt.
think you alluded to this earlier.
Don't jump
the
that
fact When rookie quarterbacks come in, sometimes they have to rely on their feet because they can't really read the defense as much as they want to do that first year, so they run a lot. I've noticed in the past couple of years that Josh Allen's is staying in the pocket more often.
Our southern tier friend, Brent Thomason.
Brent, there
Yeah.
he is. Here we go, Brent.
Beginning
Everybody
of the show,
be
end of the
prepared.
show. Here we go.
All right, Brent, welcome back. We had a hard time filling you in here because we've had so many calls. What's going on?
Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you and this is going to be kind of, people won't even remember this, I'm sure. But let me tell you when I became a real Josh Allen fan. And it's going to be kind of like, what the hell? I'm keeping it G-rated, Swank. I told you.
No way.
I was at the Houston Texans game. I almost said Gamblers because we were talking about the USFL, but whatever. I'm going to tell y'all something. I was at the Houston Texans game. By the way, I got left there by a girl because it don't matter. But anyway.
No, I want to hear that story.
Ex-wife number 4.
No, yeah, that's for another time. But I'm going to tell y'all something, and this is crazy. But and I don't know if y'all remember this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And it's kind of weird. But when in the Houston game, here we go, Texans game, when Josh Allen was running down the sideline, done got like a 15, 20-yard gain, and he flipped it back to Dawson Knox. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? That's
Yeah.
when I thought, man, this dude right here's a baller. You know what? Backyard football, hell, let's get it from Wyoming, Fireball, California. I thought this dude right here's a baller. Right then, even though it kind of screwed us, I thought right then, this dude's a baller.
Yeah.
That's when I thought to myself, this is my guy right here.
Brent, the only reason why people were bashing that play is because it didn't land. If it landed, it would have been a totally different story. If that pitch finally
Totally
got to
different story. I'm going to tell y'all something. And I hate to say this. I left the stadium early before we tied it up. And I went outside and got into I went outside. I'm going to get along with anybody. And I got along with some Houston Texan fans that were on, they had like an RV with this big ass TV or whatever. And we were watching when actually Houston beat us. And man, I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been to a lot of stadiums. I'm not going to get here. I've watched them play everywhere from Buffalo to all the way to Kansas City to everywhere. But I'm going to tell y'all something. The Houston fans are some of the best fans that you'll ever come across. Good, they're not rude. They're good fans. And so I'm gonna tell you right now, that play right there, I thought, man, we got a baller right here. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I ain't gonna take up no more time of y'all.
Well, that play he definitely showed that he's willing to do anything
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
to make a
hey,
play.
let me tell y'all something.
Oh, we lost him?
I think we might have lost him.
Oh, man. Sorry, Brent.
That was an awesome moment, what this guy's willing to do. But it
At the time, man,
it
it
scared
hit
the
me,
hell
it
out
hit
of
me
me.
way different at the time.
Yeah.
I love that, like, the play's not over heart, but, man,
It's scary.
the game wasn't over for me at that point. I wasn't willing to give it away, but
Give it away. Give it away. Give it
I
away.
understand what he's saying, man. Like, I like that. What are you doing over there, buddy?
We got some jerseys to give away.
Giving away some jerseys?
Got some Eddie Oliver, some
Tremaine
Josh
Edmonds,
Allen.
Eddie Oliver, and Josh Allen jerseys. Is that what those are? Are we giving those away?
Let's give those away.
All right.
We got 8:30 yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Yep.
do.
Everybody good with tickets? Does anybody want any more quick before we? Oh, we got some more. We got some more, Holly.
Sold to the man in the second row. He's an 8, he's a 9, he's a 10. I know.
Well, I'm really quick here. My dad got in on the YouTube stream, and he said, "Justin, I sent you a picture. Check it out." He's been cleaning their old walk-in closet out. And he said, "Found this cleaning out the closet. You must have made it when you were a little kid." And it's like a button I made. It's like candy stripe.
Candy
It says
stripe
Buffalo
button.
Bills on it.
Nice.
Great penmanship.
Yeah, thanks, man. There you go. Everybody
Aw.
out there. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks,
That's
Dad.
Even 45 minutes away, he found a way to embarrass me. That's what Dad's for. Thanks a lot.
Special shout out to Josh and Holly Fagner for helping us out and taking tickets and getting everybody in here tonight.
Yeah.
They're the ones in the red 24/7 Buff Fandemonium shirts.
The red shirt tandem.
Which can
Thank
be
you.
yours for $15.
50, 20 for those ones. 20 for those.
Are they 20?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
29, 30, 50. All right, you guys want to get rid of one?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, so for this raffle, if you win, we pull the ticket, and then we'll go on to the next one. Which one should we get rid of first? Yep, these are for the jerseys.
Ed Oliver. Grab. Ed Oliver is our home jersey.
It's got pizza sauce on. No, it's kidding.
There's a chicken
There you go.
wing in there.
Ed
a
Oliver,
free
right
chicken
here.
wing.
COA.
We don't
home
want to
jersey.
throw
Nice.
those chicken wings away.
All right. You want to do us the honors, Holly, and pull one out? Ed Oliver.
Doing Eddie O first?
Eddie O,
Eddie O.
who I think is going to have a big year this year. I don't know about
I
you
hope
guys,
so,
but
man. God.
I think he's
He
going
has to. He has to
yeah.
show up.
Frank.
Yo.
There you go, Frank.
Hey, all right.
There you go.
Congratulations, man.
Woo! All right, guys. He
I-
drives a. No, just kidding.
He's parked right outside.
Listen, I'd say everybody's a winner here, but only 3 people really are winners
Yeah,
here.
yeah. You want to just keep going?
I think, yeah, they're winners.
Might as
we're
well,
winners,
man.
everyone-
Do it up.
everyone's
Let's
a
do
winner
the
here.
Allen one
Last.
at 9.
Okay, buddy.
Let's wait.
Whatever.
Me?
The grand finale
Okay.
giveaway.
Tremaine
All right.
Edmonds, COA, away jersey.
Tremaine Edmonds. Hey, guys, real
Tremaine
quick.
Edmonds.
The show ends at 9, but we're going to hang out and have a couple drinks with you guys. We'll play some weasel toss, hang out by the fire, maybe eat a little more. I don't know.
Wacial
Oh,
talk.
man. Lonnie Cook.
Lonnie.
Hey.
Ronnie, Tremaine Edmonds.
There you go.
There you
She's on the
go.
way back.
Josh is going to be on you about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Mom.
got you this ticket.
I love the white 49. I don't know, it pops out
Yeah.
on the
It
white
does,
jersey.
it does.
I like
Yeah.
away jerseys, man.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, we're going to wait a little bit for this one.
Wait a minute. You want to give away one of our new shirts again?
Yeah.
It's one of these folks here.
All right, we're gonna give away a red 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. You'll see Holly Fagner walking around. Do a little spin for us, real quick, Holly. There it is. That's the newest addition to the merch that 24/7 Buff Fandemonium has.
I hope I win. Put the tickets that were pulled in. Right?
No, because that'll be qualified for it.
All right. Ready? 24/7 Buff Fandemonium red shirt is going to. Stephon Diggs. He's here. He's right over.
Hey, Josh, mom just won a Tremaine Edmonds jersey.
Frank.
Frank got another shirt.
All right,
There you go. He
Again,
wins
Frank is
everything, dude.
driving. What are you driving, Frank?
I think Frank is parked right behind me across the street.
He's getting one of those shirts. The beautiful 24/7 BF
If he's
shirts.
parked behind me, I'm picking the lock.
Just
and
let
taking
Holly
it
know
there.
the size, and it's yours.
That's yours.
Put it on and get up in front and do a couple twirls. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. There you go. Get that Green Bay crap off and put on the Buffalo Bills
yeah,
one.
there you go.
Never wear a Green Bay Packers shirt again.
Frank, when did you become a Bills fan? Well, I went to this 24/7 Buff Fandemonium
I got
event.
bullied into it.
I watched
There's
Brett-
150 people there, and
watched
out of
Brett Favre's
all the
football
people, I
life.
want a shirt.
All right, guys, let's do. What do you guys want to do now? You guys want to do score predictions for this week?
Let's do it.
That sounds good. I like it.
All right, let's lead with you, Ryan. What's your score prediction? Let's throw this in there too. Score prediction and bold prediction. When we say
Okay.
bold,
Do we got to
mean
match the
bold.
same ones we did the other
No,
night?
it changes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's been a week.
Score-
Latulier is out.
Score
The
prediction.
score is going to change a little bit. Ask Eric.
Score prediction. I think the Bills are going to put a 30 spot up on the Steelers. So I'm going to go 31. We'll go 31-21. I
Oh.
think 31-21.
That's respectable.
Bold prediction.
Bold. Don't be
Gregory
like 2
Rousseau has 2 sacks.
Ooh.
Considering he pretty much got a sack on every first drive during the preseason.
But
I
I'm gonna
think.
say I'm gonna say 2 like impactful sacks, like
Okay.
clutch sacks that like
Good
help
ones.
us win the game.
Like
one on
Roethlisberger retire sacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric's eyeball.
Eric's nodding, so he agrees.
Sorry, Eric.
All right, so you guys, Swank, we'll start with you. I mean, I think your score Tuesday was 31-10.
6.
6. Has that
31 to
changed?
6. Nope.
And has your
Nope.
bold prediction changed?
Nope.
All right,
31
well,
to
Scott.
6. 31 to 6, and I think I said 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm right there with it. I think the star thing isn't really going to affect us that much in the middle, and I don't think it's going to affect the fact that they're not going to score touchdowns. So they might run a couple extra yards on us, but other than that, I think you're going to see old Big Ben go tick-tock, boom, you know what I'm saying?
It's perfect.
You might see a little dose of Mason Rudolph.
A little Mason.
Yeah, what are you doing? You get the same stuff going on, or are you changing it up?
I change it a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
I think-
Steelers win. What?
I'm going to go Steelers.
No.
No, I think that I believe Latulier would have been a big game changer. So I'm going to actually give. I don't think obviously the Bills' offense is going to change one bit. So I'm going to give the.
Well,
Steelers
Watt is
a couple
playing.
more
Well,
points.
Well, we knew Watt was going to play, but yeah, go
I think the Bills can handle Watt, especially without Bud Dupree there. I don't think they have anybody else to worry about, like I mentioned earlier. So my score was 31-13. Go ahead, Swank.
Sorry,
Why are we
dude.
laughing?
Because Eric's sitting out here and he's like talking shit to me in the
on the
comments.
comment section. Eric, we love you,
Read them
man.
off. You got to read them off.
How dare you guys embarrass me? People are watching.
You're in La
I'm
La
right-
Land.
I'm here for you guys.
I'm right in the middle of everybody too. So
Here you go,
If
Eric.
anybody doesn't know, Eric's the guy with the Steelers shirt on
Yeah.
right in the middle.
La La
don't
Land.
judge him
That
for the
got
team
me.
he roots for.
I
He's a
don't
great
think I've
guy.
heard La La Land since I was like 13. Like, yeah, right, Justin, you're in La La Land.
We're in La La Land. No, but he's a diehard fan just like we are, so
Yeah.
we can't knock him for that.
I
Nope.
actually do think it's going to be like 31-21. That is close. You know, like it's
Yeah.
2 possessions, but it's closer than some of the other score predictions we've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
prediction was 31-10.
31-10.
Without Latulier, I think they'll score another touchdown. I'm going 31-17.
There you go.
Okay.
And
All right.
my bold prediction, I think I forgot what I said before. Was it a sack?
I think you had 5 sacks with Swank, but then you switched it.
Oh, I switched it to a first 100-yard rusher.
Yes.
Didn't I? With Latulier not being in and Pittsburgh scoring a few more points, I'm going to switch that up, and I think Josh Allen will go over 400 yards with 4 touchdowns.
All right.
I like that.
So start him.
Damn.
Frank, you have him, right? Josh Allen? You picked up Josh Allen in your fantasy football?
Hell yeah.
Start him.
I got another bold prediction.
Well, Frank just became a Bills fan, too. You see that.
Look
It's
at that.
proof right there.
Look at this
wow,
transfer.
yeah.
Changing lives
Nice.
here at 24/7.
Take a
Buff
picture.
Fandemonium.
Take a picture.
And post that on 24/7.
There you go.
Buff Fandemonium.
All right.
I think Cole Beasley could be the leading receiver of the day.
Wow.
You said
I think-
season earlier this year, didn't you, Cole Beasley? Receptions or yards?
Well, I drafted Gabe Davis in my fantasy
Okay.
football league, so now Gabe Davis is going to be a top guy.
I think on the day, I feel like Cole
Naturally.
Beasley could feast on the Steelers. I don't know why. I just have that hunch.
Well, I know why, because they have Diggs and Gabe Davis on the outside. Who's covering Beasley?
And the corners, the top 2 corners for the Steelers are good. I don't know who they have beyond that.
Right.
So
Old Man Hayden, and who's the other one?
I thought it was Rod Woodson and Carnell Lake. Am I not right? Right, Eric?
Ike
Those are the
Taylor?
corners over there.
Ike Taylor, Mel Blount. Oh, Blount.
Still wears a leather helmet.
No, I think I had 31-13. I think I'm still sticking to 31-13, and then my bold prediction was I think Devin Singletary is going to have a day on limited carries.
I like that.
Again, going back to earlier conversation, like our receiving core. They're going to spread it out. Their front seven's amazing, but what's the front seven going to do when there's 4 receivers out there? So the running game's going to be Devin Singletary. I have him on fantasy football team. He's going to go to over 100 yards. And I think the other prediction was 3+ carries over 20 yards. So that's mine.
I don't know about you guys, but I love me some Devin Singletary. I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. There's people on Bill's Twitter saying, "Oh, we needed a running back in the offseason. We should have drafted Najee," or the now injured, out for the season, Travis Etienne. And I'm like, you know what? No, let's see what these guys got. One more year won't hurt, Yeah. So I'm happy that we got them back.
Bills fans out there, why don't you come up here? Let's get a bold prediction. Score and bold prediction. Anybody want to do it?
Going once.
38-31
38-31
Bills
Bills.
close.
It
What's
is
your
close.
bold prediction? Go crazy. Yeah.
Pain.
Thurman Thomas comes out every time. What?
Pain.
Thurman Thomas comes out the tunnel.
There you go.
Oh, Bruce leads the charge. Hey, that would be freaking sweet.
We got Jim Graham on YouTube saying 28-14 Bills. We got a murky past open the door saying 24-37. Go Bills.
Murky past open the
Yeah,
door.
man, that's a long
Murky
name,
past
dude.
open the
Get
door.
this
Been
face.
here.
Get
Bad
this
decisions
Facebook
in my
name.
20s.com.
A murky past. Open the door. Okay.
The
Eric,
penitent man will pass.
What's your bold prediction? Has it changed since Watts signed and Star Latulier is still there? Or not playing?
31-6.
What was your score? 31-27.
You're
All
in
right.
La La Land.
Who's got Bills?
Is it good?
That'd be
Going
perfect
Bills
for
or-
me because I have Bills on the 27 club, so that would work, but you're in La La.
Gentleman at the front table, let's get his take. I want
Go
to hear
ahead.
what he has to say.
Speak up nice and loud.
Yeah.
Matt Breida, 2 touchdowns. I like that.
I
So
like that.
running, passing, all passing, what's it? Got to be, right?
Great.
Screen
That's a
pass.
possibility. 'Cause
I can see
Singletary and
that.
Moss, I think, play the similar role. And if you're going to change it up a little bit, Breida is someone perfect that they brought in for that change of pace. And he looked good against the number 3s, even though he had number 3s blocking for him in preseason. So that could happen. That'd be the surprise. And again, like we mentioned earlier in the show, we need to show other teams what else we have other than the obvious.
Right.
And
right.
let's have Breida score 2 touchdowns. Why not?
Much like Dallas last night, not only could they not run, but they did spread the receivers out more.
I
last
forgot
night
Amari Cooper was on the team,
than-
to be honest with you.
Yeah, than they had last year. I mean, so I'd like to see the new wrinkles. Talking about how Dable needs to have consistency of great results. I'd like to see Dable maybe change things up a little bit, evolve, I guess, a little bit is the right word.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, Swank alluded to this last week when he said we won't see bad the ball anymore at Walmart, right? And if he fixed those wrinkles, I think
Target.
if he's on a roll, why not?
It's all target.
Target the
Dable.
ball.
Wegman's Dable.
There you go.
I don't know about that, dude. I got to see Super Bowl for that.
All right, so
Whoever gives
Tuesday,
rewards points, we need rewards points, so let's go Target.
Tuesday we mentioned a little bit of the X Factor, like who's going to be the X Factor of the game. I've changed mine. I forgot who I had for the fans, I think. The fans, we're going to have a full house.
Oh, for sure.
Wait, let's hear it from the fans. Hey!
I think 50 more people showed up.
Wow.
They're right out there.
200 now.
2,050 people.
There you go. There you
Crazy.
go. We're getting close to that Josh Allen.
There was like a like an upside down horseshoe that formed when I looked out there, and there were, we got a great crowd. you know?
Yeah, man.
Thank
But-
you all for coming out.
You know what? And like I said earlier, I said 16-0 for the home
Stop
teams.
whispering.
I said 16-0 for the home
Stop
teams,
wiggling
right?
the mic around.
The Bills fans are so loud and they're so amped and they're so aggressive that I think they will be one of the key factors for sure.
The fans,
Oh yeah.
Especially
They
after
always are.
being, I mean, they came and played in the playoff games. They were there, but there was only, 6,000?
Yeah, and what's this talk with this new stadium? 60,000 fans?
But the box
Like,
seats, they're looking at the.
They're looking at expanding that,
yeah.
of course.
I
but
think I understand
man,
it. I think
I
what they're gonna
understand it,
do
but-
is like they're gonna make it exclusive. They know that it's like an area where, there's not a huge populace, but people love Bills
Right.
football, so they're gonna make it in demand.
Right.
So the cost is gonna go up. You're gonna be roofed like when you're sitting in the stadium, but the field's gonna be uncovered. I don't know.
I heard there's
It
It's
a.
not
makes
going to be
business
that bad when Buffalo Bills start giving us free tickets.
And that's what I
Yeah.
say. There's going to be
No.
one right at the 50-yard line, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. So you're more than welcome to join us.
Oh, for sure. Wouldn't miss it.
Since you guys are twins, do you get one seat?
I don't know. Since you're twins.
We don't
Swank, you're almost there with us.
We don't want
mistakes.
them, we don't want one sitting on another's lap while we're sitting next to
Switch legs. My legs are getting tired.
They wrestle over that.
I get the seat.
Anyways,
Jealous.
they're just jealous. You're
Anyways.
a lookalike, Swank, so
I know.
stop. Stop while you're
I
ahead.
know.
Yeah. So sweaty balls.
What?
True story.
Saturday Night Live. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There you go.
What's Saturday Night Live? Ryan and I are very young.
Eric Baldwin. Eric Baldwin was his
Sherry-
last name
you,
Sweaty.
you guys were watching that one, Chevy Chase and Belushi and all those guys.
Oh,
were
Land Shark.
So when
Dan
you gotta get the
Aykroyd, dude?
VHS
Yeah.
out.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I love it.
All right, so we doing X Factor real
Let's
quick.
do X Factor. Like I said, I had the fans, but I kind of want to change mine. I've been thinking about this guy, number 41, Reggie Gilliam, for a little bit here. That run game, I know all Bills fans wanted a run game last year, and I think
Not
by
me.
week 13, people started to say, "Oh, we're a passing team. Why are we?"
Mhm.
But I think Reggie Gilliam's going to lead the way for the 100-yard rusher, and he might have one or two by himself. Reggie
Little
Gilliam,
third down,
number
punching it in
41.
on 3rd and 1.
I don't
A
know
fullback in
I
the
don't know what
NFL.
kind of level homer that is. That's like deep cut homer. It's like B-side homer. I'll
B-side.
figure out a nice name for it.
Reggie Gilliam.
He's making
X Factor.
fullbacks relevant
Dude,
again.
if Christian Wade was on the practice squad, you'd have something for this right now, wouldn't you? If he wasn't having a season-ending injury, you'd be like Christian Wade.
Christian Wade's going to come out. Ryan, what's your X Factor? What's going to...
My
who's your
X Factor?
It can be anything.
Oh,
Weather.
man.
Great
The X
show, by the way.
Factor, I think the X Factor, one guy we haven't mentioned on this show, and he's got some haters among Bills Mafia. I'll throw that term out there. There's some haters for this player. Dawson Knox. Like, I understand it's his 3rd year. He had some dropsies year 1, year 2, but let's see him out there as an X Factor. Why not? I think he's made a ton of strides. I follow him on Instagram, and he went to the tight end university with Travis Kelce, George Kittle. He looks like Rambo out there, physically. He looks unbelievable. So I think he could be an X Factor, even whether it's in the receiving department or the blocking department. Much to your point, they try to establish a run game. He would be a piece of that, I think.
He might have to be the X Factor.
Right,
If you got Beasley, Davis, Sanders, Diggs,
right.
Knox is the only one that has kind of a
He's like on an
tainted
island
resume.
on his own. Yeah,
Right. So if the Steelers are smart, they'd be like, they got to make him beat us.
right.
So he might have to be the X Factor. Or Reggie,
Yeah.
or Reggie Gilliam. I like it.
Going back to my guy.
What's your X Factor?
I said it Tuesday, and I'm going to say it again. I think it's the interior defensive line. Roethlisberger lost the weight. He's more agile. Apparently his arm's stronger than ever, but that's Pittsburgh saying that, right? I think
Eric.
I don't think Roethlisberger's got the agility to get outside the pocket, and I do think he's going to have to come up into the pocket. So Ed Oliver, Vernon Butler, Zimmer, that defensive line interior is going to have to show up and collapse that pocket and create some pressure.
I really like
And I think that'll be the difference maker.
I think the Steelers would be out of their minds if they didn't get Najee Harris the ball as much as possible. I mean, just from looking at how they could game plan, he is that X Factor type back that they needed, and he is an improvement, I think, over what they've had. Had some running backs the last few years that can't stay healthy, and he's been one that's been rock steady, in his college days. Granted, he was playing at Bama, but if I'm them, I'm feeding him the ball in the passing game, in the run game. I'm trying to establish.
You got him in the first round. You have to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So-
one of the things that makes you nervous, right? Ben, as quarterback, he's a veteran. He
Mhm.
knows what he's doing. He can
Right.
take advantage of these first 3 or 4 games of the season when everybody's starting to get in the groove. But to have a running game now,
Mhm.
if they run that 2 tight end set and they run the ball and they're successful against their linemen, their defensive or linebackers,
Right.
it might be a long game.
Right.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to watch. Swank, what do you got to say? Yeah? All right. Cool. All right.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, does anybody out there have an X factor they want to throw out?
X Factor.
Factor.
Yeah, I like it.
Russo. Yeah, he's
Well,
gonna be
he was a guy that they thought was gonna be
2 sacks. He said, well, I had
He
2
likes 2
sacks.
sacks,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
He was someone that
I
they said
agree.
was going to be a work in progress, and they were going to use him heavily in preseason, and then you saw them pulling him quick
Yeah, he
because he's like, okay, well, he doesn't need to be out there.
He
doesn't need to be out
performed
there.
in the limited time he got. So it's like, we don't need to see anymore. Why risk it? Why risk him being out there?
And
you
he's
know?
not doing anything spectacular other than having that 40-inch wingspan.
Yeah.
And
man.
sometimes with a quarterback, all you got to do is put your hand on their shoulder, and they're going to short arm it, fumble it, or just take a dive like a Brady or a Roethlisberger is going to.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see him in there against quarterbacks that are smaller. You know, like the Baker Mayfields and stuff like that. I'm excited to see how he performs against quarterbacks.
because you're not going to get around,
Right.
right? You
Can't.
just put that arm out and get him.
Right. Can't get around. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
I got
Swank,
another
your X
possible.
factor.
What I miss?
Your X factor.
So we have X Factor, Reggie Gilliam here. Reggie
Yep.
Gilliam here. Who'd you say?
Interior defensive
Interior
line.
defensive line.
I said Dawson Knox.
Dawson
Yeah.
Knox.
Why not?
Swank.
Stop the Knox hate.
X Factor.
Great show, by the way. X Factor. It's amazing. My X Factor is going to be
Do we have the rights to say that?
defensive end, AJ Epinesa.
No, I like that. I like that one.
I
So
think
two
he's
guys.
I think Groot is the guy that everybody's focusing on, and I think he's going to have a good game. But I think Epinesa's been working behind the scenes, man. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago. He's changed his body type. He's he's working, he's fast. I mean, when he was in the games last year, we were saying if he could control himself, he's like the coyote, you know, in the Roadrunner cartoons. His legs were moving faster, like a puppy that doesn't know how fast he is and his body's
Right.
going sideways, right? He's just burning by the quarterback. I think if he can control himself, he's like got his body type where he needs it to be. I think he's going to wreak havoc.
I think he was kind of lost in what it sounds kind of vague, but he was lost in what he was supposed to do. Because like in college, he's just playing, 2-3 downs. Where here he's being being put into a rotation among guys that have been in the league for, Mario Addison's been in the league for what feels like 50 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 14 years. Yeah.
So, him with a full off season, under his belt and understanding his role, I feel like that will help in and of itself, along with the physical changes that he's made.
Well, that's what a lot of fans don't understand is that when the Bills drafted him, he weighed 280 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bills had a vision of him being like a 260, 265 guy
Right.
like Addison and Hughes.
Right.
So you may have not got out of Epinesa what you wanted, but this whole time last year the Bills were plugging him in, making him lose the weight. And for a guy that's been playing at the same weight for 3 years, that's hard to do.
Very hard.
So at the end of last year, we saw how fast he was.
Yeah.
And he's had a whole preseason, whole offseason, and he's going to be dangerous. We already saw him in the preseason creating some havoc.
Right.
So he's under a weight that he's been able to practice on and form himself into. I think he'll be dangerous. He's double-digit sacks this year, I think.
There's one guy I want to mention that we've seen in the background.
Double X Factor?
Double X Factor.
You can't double up, can
The
you?
wily vet. Jerry Hughes.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You got all these young bucks coming in. This guy's been seriously sitting. He's made the team. Obviously, he made the team, the final cut, because he's still got something. He's still got the talent.
Yeah.
That's another guy. I mean, the rotation. You could see Jerry Hughes getting 2
2
2
for the year?
sacks.
Oh,
Two
for
sacks
this
for
Well,
game.
that's the thing is he was one of the top defensive ends in quarterback pressures last year.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
we
now
know what the
that-
pressures are.
And you turn a couple of those pressures into sacks, now you're one of the top defensive ends in the league.
I could see Jerry Hughes forcing a fumble. That's what I could see that. I
But
could see that.
young guys coming up underneath you.
Yeah.
That old man has a little bit of fire under his
Right.
ass.
The old defensive end wants to go after the
Silly.
super old quarterback.
Rickety
on the
rickety Ben.
Steelers.
But yeah,
Can you imagine the pile of dust that flies up when he sacks Roethlisberger?
He might actually disappear.
We got Uncle James on YouTube saying Tyler Bass.
Tyler
He's the
Bass.
He could be the X factor.
All about that
We
Bass.
threw out a bunch of scores. A couple of them were 31-27.
That's field goal.
That may be the difference. We saw what a field goal. We saw how important a field goal was yesterday for that Tampa Bay Dallas game.
Where does he rank to you guys as far as like kickers go? Because the run that he went on last year
in
was
the whole NFL this year.
unbelievable. I mean, that doesn't get enough credit, I don't think.
I'd say absolutely top 10.
So
Like,
it's
if
definitely
top
not.
5.
It's not all about points though with this guy. I mean, the kickoffs, he's touchback, right?
Right.
And the fact that we alluded to this earlier this year, the offense can struggle a little bit and pitter patter down the field, and he can still hit a 60-something yard field goal.
Right.
They might not march all the way down. They might get snubbed for a little bit, but he can still kick that ball.
Wasn't it like 5 or 6 field goals against the Jets that he kicked?
Yeah.
He's the only
I
one
mean,
that scored.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that just shows you like
So X Factor's
how good, how great this guy is. I think he's top 5. I mean, for him to come in as a rookie and do what he did last year, I was very impressed. And it didn't
Single
start off
season
that
record
well.
for scoring as a rookie.
Right. Didn't start off that well, but
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
People were calling for his head, man.
Yeah.
The first, 3 games?
3 games,
Yeah.
So 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. We have stickers coming out, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be here today, but they're not.
But
here
they'll
today.
still be available, and it's
They
one of
will.
those situations where
Next
you just
week.
let us know your address, and we'll send you the stickers. It's a sweet little. Is it blue?
blue. Yeah.
Blue sticker. We got a sweet little design on it. Big boot, babyface bass. It's got a boot on it. It's a pretty sweet little
Yeah,
decal.
it's got a boot print.
little Ugg,
Big boot
a little
famous
Ugg boot on
Buzz.
there.
It's the
I think he-
mantra
I
that
think
I
he-
say every time that he kicks. I can't not say it anymore.
I think he got married this offseason too, so congrats to him if he's
Yeah.
watching the show, you know.
He is.
So if he misses field goals, we
To,
know why.
No, if he makes more, you know, maybe he's happier.
He
less
nailed a
stressed,
70.
you know.
I thought you guys were going like fish jokes with like who he married. Like, was she a Marlin or
No.
no? Thanks, Martin.
I'm missing something.
Cricket.
That went over my head.
No, but seriously, seriously, I really think he's one of the top 5 kickers in the league.
Stunned us. You just stunned Scott and I. We're just sitting there going,
You're
what
like,
are you
Marlin,
talking
What's
about?
a Marlin? What are fish?
I know what a marlin is, but is
I know
there
a
an
fish,
underlining joke behind that? I mean,
Yeah, you don't get it.
no.
Don't whisper. Yeah.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right.
You guys don't watch Jersey Shore, I guess.
Yes, we do.
Of course.
Don't we, Sarah? Jersey Shore, whenever we can.
Jersey Shore family vacation.
I'm surprised you have time to watch Jersey
You
Shore
were like-
Swank after
you were
watching
so
after doing your
offended.
TikTok videos.
You were so offended that I said you didn't watch Jersey
Did you record that?
How dare you?
That and Challenge on MTV. I think I am.
Oh my lord!
I watched that instead of the game
show-
last night. Wait, what? Did I say that out loud? Just kidding.
That show is literally a shit show.
Yeah.
Like that is just like.
Did we really get
wow.
on an MTV run right here?
Thanks a lot. I don't have cable. Anyway,
Thank you.
You don't need cable anymore to watch it. It's on Hulu.
Pluto TV, dude.
Stop. You could DVR it. You can watch it anytime you want.
Cut the cord, guys, for real.
8:56. We're about
24/7.
4 minutes away from Josh Allen giveaway.
All right.
How's that
Why
sound?
don't you tell them about like everything we got going on all the time? Go ahead and do that.
So we have everything going on all the time. You know, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, we have a K-Gun Report. You guys can tune in for that. Most often, we are sponsored by Buffalo Autographs, buffaloautographs.com, and Ryan Hickman. And he usually gives us sweet stuff to give away. That's
Just like
always
this
good.
Josh Allen jersey we're about to give away.
Yeah, just like this Josh Allen
Mhm.
giveaway.
Mhm.
Because the season has started now, we have a list of what we're going to be doing throughout the week. It's out there. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Monday's going to be the Monday quarterback, so you're going to let us know what your opinions are about the game, likes and dislikes. Tuesday's the show. Wednesday is
A poll,
right? Not a dance poll, but a poll. Like yes, no, over
Day
under.
poll.
We like to do score predictions, bold predictions, score. And then our favorite part is Sunday. What are you drinking? What are you wearing?
Yeah, do that. That's fun.
Do you guys have a segment where you just rip Tua, like just
Should
show
we?
a ton
It's
of
called
shade
Ripped
at
in
Tua?
Tua.
Ripped in Tua.
Ripped in
Yes,
Tua.
exactly.
Ripped in Tua.
I want to be a part of that. If you
All
guys,
right.
if you guys make
Ripped
that
Tua.
happen.
I'm into it.
Oh, they benched him
Ripped in
again.
Tua.
He was losing, so they took him out. But all
Jacoby
Miami,
Brissett.
all Dolphins fans are gonna be like, "But look at his numbers; they're so good compared to Josh Allen." But they took him out all the time.
I don't know where there's a universe where that is like actually possible, where his numbers would be better than Josh's.
Yeah.
Just like completion percentage or what?
He does
They
have
can't-
pretty
they can't
impressive
be touchdown to
numbers.
interception.
It's just when things get scary,
They take
they
him out.
take him out.
Like
Go back.
I'm gonna keep
Because
waving.
he can't handle the pressure. I mean, he was even like that at Bama. Like I watched that. It's like he could get over the hump in Bama because they had the guys around him.
All NFL
Where-
talent up front.
All NFL talent, and now that he's in Miami of all places, and he has a fake hip or whatever kind of hip. I don't know what they did with his hip, but
It's good for
I'm not-
8 years.
Yeah, it's good for maybe a year or two. We'll see. But crazy. When they took him over Herbert, I was like, oh.
I
Thank you,
picked Josh
God.
Herbert's actually starting this week for my fantasy football team. So, right, Eric? My first pick for every Bills fan out there, my first pick for the fantasy football, Tyler Bass. Got him for $1.
The auction?
Oh, you got an auction?
Auction.
Yeah.
Nice.
$1.
Nice.
I bragged about that for like 5 rounds.
I would too. Yeah.
While people were picking like relevant players.
Tyler Bass, Mr. Tyler Bass.
When your kicker's getting 20 points in a matchup
For $1?
for a
Yeah,
buck,
tell you
that's,
what.
you know.
So, like, what we got going over there in the Fandemonium?
I just banned some guy named Shang Swang. He was
He's
being
trying to sell stuff?
No, he's being a little. He's just being a little Johnny son of a bitch is what he was being over here,
We'll
man.
put him on the spot.
A real swank, we call him.
He was being a real swank.
He's a Tua fan.
It was to the point. I'll tell you how bad it was. Uncle James was like, "You're done."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
it was bad.
Coming to hunt you.
bad enough. So I've never had to do that before. So that was great that it happened here.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So,
Jared, you mentioned BuffaloAutographs.com.
Yeah.
Ryan Hickman, he's out of Florida. He started up a Facebook page, BuffaloAutographs.com, or Buffalo Autographs, and his Facebook, his website, BuffaloAutographs.com. They have some of the best merchandise, helmets, full-size mini, jerseys, and its prices are comparable. If you guys go online, you want something special, go there. The competitors are $100 over.
yeah,
easy.
they're ridiculous.
And it's not like it's used stuff; it's brand new stuff. So if you want it right from the player to your wall or wherever,
Unless it gets delivered to Scott first because he likes to play around
I
with
hang
it
on
and
to
try
him.
it on.
Yeah, man, he sent me up a nice little mini Eclipse Bruce Smith signed helmet, and Scott held it hostage for like 14 weeks. Slept with
Oh,
it every night.
Fingerprint.
well, you had to catch up on some
Blew me some kisses with
some
it.
podcasts and all that stuff, so I held it
Yeah,
hostage.
that's it.
When
Get
you
some
guys
work done.
are collecting memorabilia, right? Like you guys.
I'm
get-
very
get
limited. If I
very
start
limited?
that, it's just crazy. Who do you keep?
That's the cream of the crop right
Got
there.
some people swearing at you already.
That jersey is worth the same amount as there are people here. Like,
Get rid of one.
Kalika.
Kalika.
There you go.
Kalika?
We knew someone would get it. Kalika. You won the Josh Allen.
Hey.
Which one is what shirt is it? The Soul. Is that X Factor?
X Factor.
All right. I don't
Is
think
everything you